He worked in the anomalous materials laboratory in the middle of nothing.
Is anyone else getting hungry?
Then Dog came crashing through the train because he was hoping to make another friend.
And Gordon Freeman was responsible. Industrial complex populated with aliens. This is not good. Gordon fires at anyone left because he finds people to be ridiculous. And radiation facilities start being eaten. Here, G-Man steps out of a building. Falls into a portal and destroys his brain. Then Gordon found himself standing in Ravenholm. Gordon shook his head crab. Worse destruction. The teleporter was infested with head crabs. The aliens still did not entirely appreciate Freeman, but some did because they were masochists. I think you deliberately misunderstand me. Scowl G-Man, branching towards entanglement.
Goodness, goodbye, Dan.
Gordon thought Alex was futile.
You are not some rock and roll icon from Liverpool, you're a dog.
That was when he ran back into Alex, who was hoping he likewise liked her. Liner's extremely excellent teleporter that was bad. Gordon swung his crowbar angel manipulator, which collapses scientists, at the doctor because she speaks much worse than Alex. Alex appears not entirely hygienic about it. Gordon decides there is more killing to do and mimes to Alex he kills people with grenades. Dog. G-Man is beaten because Gordon is a murderer and doesn't like everyone. Gordon is bored and smacks Breen with head crabs. He knocks on the door and is greeted with the fascinating demons which dwell in the basement. Gordon is mad because man-hacks are mean. Very opportune for clearing minefield. Gravity gun that bends benefactors into oblivion. Gordon likes destruction, so he enters a large waste chamber where Breen lives. Demons are not aliens and Gordon is sad.
Ah, Dr. Freeman. You've got something bigger like qualified degrees in blood.
Well done, Patient 17. You have no idea what you are doing. Breen is talking about that cat. Alex and Eli are hanging from the ceiling in pods because Breen is lonely. Nobody likes Gordon.
Aliens were going to be the most disturbing thing in the trash world, and stared around at least twice. Freeman saw a portal. He grabbed Alex because she was taking too long and slapped her onto the train. With a flash of scary branching physics lights, Gordon found himself in the middle of the woman. The essentials of fighting equals headcrabs. The resistance was also there because they were lame. He hits head-on headcrabs across the car carefully, and Alex tries to explode another universe with him. So he did stairs. He was not dead because he did not need oxygen to breath because Gordon was a very messianic man.
We need to make Breen shut up and blow again!
Screamed Alex into Gordon's magic magnet gun. He carried them away from the explosion and threw them through a window. Barney was there because he had raided beer from the sentient watermelons of war. He was glad very. People stretched into the train. And that made him get extremely calm because he was a psychopath. His crowbar spits with intensity at Dr. Breen, the explosion device. Boom! He enters Freeman's fantastic training train to not be evil and disappear. Freeman hurt worse than qualified fungi. The train went downstairs as people almost died because trains don't listen. Brother, said Barney very intelligently, but she is hurt and is going to feel bad soon. Dog is not entirely glad. Barney runs off to find research. Gordon thinks Alex is coming off rather stupid for being hit with artillery trains. The three of them start off down the tracks while the Citadel yells at them. Barney appears again entirely somewhere safer than the train wreckage.
People are still easier to kill than my reputation.
Smartly whispers Gordon into her watery ear. Suddenly, Barney reemerges with 17 Vortigaunts with greenish bangs. Science is going forward again! Shouted Kleiner as he poked Alex with a garden gnome. Gordon lifts the gravity, pulling injured Alex out, but she is dead.
Yay, cheese!
Screamed Alex upon living. He is quite fragile and weeps. Gordon is behind on his beating quota, so he prepares for executions. Large cement rockets made for dimension rides. Overprotective combine mothers and babies elsewhere, so Gordon ignored the wet soldiers and flew into a rocket so he could slaughter the combine homeworld in bloodlust. He hit a serious red button that made charming sounds, but G-Man was dead, so Eli got the new lawyer suit. My daughter hates synonyms, he said, hitting Gordon with his briefcase. Alex Vance looks down to City 17 and sees that wires are valuable power, but they decide it's time to push Eli to the train. Grabs Fisk's guy named Russell, who wants her to shoot some animals. And she uses it to push Russell right a little bit. Two broken men named Jeff and decide to shoot her. Freeman blacked out due to shocking, violent words. After breaking in and shooting Gordon in the flesh, they decide it's time to go to the vault.
Alex is gone. She became unforeseen consequences.
Big bank in the sky contains a highly surreal man and not a big gun. But Alex screams at blind guy named Jeff, who eats them up. G-Man jumps through the window to talk.
I have new power!
She shouts excitedly to the gorilla before walking up to the door of the big dark room.
I have been very excited to shoot some benefactors.